Ẹ̀yin Jehovah, ẹ̀yin Jehovah, ẹ̀yin Jehovah. You're still way in every way, God. You're still God in every way and in every age. My estimation of you will never fall. I'll still uphold you as I've ever done. Circumstances around me unfolding day in and day out. Own thoughts on the image ahead of you. You are still God in every way and in always. Now, I give thought to this word. It's a Yoruba word that means you are still God. Okay? I vividly recall 2017, the joy of an admission. As a human, I've calculated, I've added everything together, plus and minus, and I've drawn the picture that 2021 I'll be graduating, going to service, and some other things, my food. But it wasn't as I have calculated. Circumstance happened. COVID-19 added an extra year. As to strike added an extra year to my plans. And guess what? God is still God. Things didn't go the way I planned. And there might be some things that I've imagined or desired or vision as a child that I must have owed by now. Some things I must have gotten into or handle or control right now. That doesn't look as if I'm going to get into or handle or come into. But you know what? God is still God in every way. In every estimation I've had of God is still intact. Nothing gets to the image and esteem of God. Nothing. Now this is not just about me. Why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this to encourage you who sat down before the commencement of this year 2024, who had things written out, who has put some things together, who have put the puzzles together and had a very beautiful picture. And right about now, we're coming to the end of the year and nothing, not even a shadow, not even a point. You can't even see light, more or less the shadow of it. And right now you're at the point of frustration, and most of you have gotten to the point where when the thought comes to mind, you'll be depressed. I'm here to tell you that God is still God. You know, there's something I do tell myself. I'll say, Dorcas, every one thing that didn't go as you have planned or calculated is going as God has planned. If it didn't go as I've planned, definitely it's going as God has planned. And I'm at rest and I'm assured of this because I'm being told by God that He has planned for me. I'm not a mistake. I don't just happen to existence. I don't just happen. I'm not a mistake. I'm not a byproduct. So if things are not going to my plan, human's calculation, obviously they are going as God has planned. And this is not just with me. Now this is with you too. Yes, you had plans. You've plotted the graph. You had a very fine image drawn. The puzzle fits so well. You were so wild by it. You were so joyed at realization that the puzzle fits so well. And right about now, it's not anything close to the shadow of it. And you are fed up and you're kind of questioning, like, was it really, is God in this? And maybe God must have told you something at the commencement of this year. He might have promised you some things, and right about now he's not looking anything near it, and you would want to question, was he really God in the first place? Did I hear God? Was it God? Was it my own ambition? Was it my determination? Was it voices, other voices? And you tend to question. Now, you're not the first person to be at this point in life. There are several persons who have gotten to this point, and they end up doing two things. Some doubted God and gave up on God and went about doing things on their own, trying to make it happen on their own, and the end has not always be what they could handle. It comes with a much more baggage than what they have calculated. Now yes, it happens with people in our days, in our time, and even in Bible days. By Abraham, God has told him of a child when he has none, and for 25 years of his life he was holding on to God. He staggered not. He didn't let the childlessness get to his esteem, his perception of God. Now, these 25 years, I'm not telling you that God told him this when he was 25. Perhaps when he was 50, he was so aged. Like the dead end of the possibility of what God has told him. But against all hope, Abraham hoped. What is that thing that you've sown, that was you were to come into, that you were to handle, that is not looking it right now, and it's not looking as if it's going to happen anytime soon? Don't let it get in the way of God. Don't be like those who took the first decision, who couldn't wait for God, who think it wasn't God, who think they can just undergo the process of with God and went out in their own way to sorting it out, doing it in their own way, the end of such decision is not always something to write. There's nothing to write about. So stay put, holding on to God, reverencing God as much as you could, believing against all odds, having faith in God, knowing that circumstances doesn't have to define God for you. You don't have to judge God at the unfolding of events or promises. No, you can't judge God by your human desires, the success and the failure of it. Get to that result, get to that point when if it doesn't come as I have said it, if it doesn't come as I've expected, then it's obviously coming as God has desired it. That's it. See, there are two ways about it. If it's not coming in your way, it's not coming as you've envisioned or as you've put the puzzles together, then it's coming as God has wants and desire of it. You are not a mistake. You are not just something that just happened. You were planned, and every one of your days is planned, detailed, written, documented. So if things are not happening as you've envisioned or you want how you want them, then it's obvious they are happening as God has documented them. So you should joy and rejoice in things that if it's not my way, then it's happening God's way. There are places I have imagined as a child that would be by now. There are things that I desired as a child I should come into now that I'm not into. There are things I should be handling now that I thought of as a child to be handling that I'm handling. But you know what? He is still much God. He's still much the God I have held. Why as a child, every image I've had of God is still the same. Nothing dent on his image. And I have this result. This I am at rest and assured that if they are not happening my way, then they're happening as God would have them. If they are not unfolding as I've planned, they are unfolding as God has planned them. So this is my joy. This is my strong question. And I don't want to just have it. I want you to have it. Get to that point where you say, since it's not happening my way, it's happening in God's way. And instead of giving in to frustration, depression and whatever, the likes of them, why don't you join this? Rejoice in the Lord much more, knowing that it's two-way about it. Because you are planned, you are planned of God. You are a God's plan, a living, breathing, moving plan of God. So if things are not happening your way, it's obviously happening God's way. And this is something you should rejoice about. This is something you should joy about. Yes, I'm not forgetting the fact that the devil is there. Of course he will come to you. He comes to me. He comes with several reasons why I should stagger at God's, why I should limit God's esteem, why I should change my perception of God. He will come with several reasons why I should not judge God faithful and true. But do you know what I've come to do for some years now, for some days now, especially this year? I am so loud about it. Most time that the devil wants me to judge God less, those are the time I raise the banner and I will declare it on my status that I judge God faithful and true. You might want to look at my life and you won't see anything that is aligning to what I'm declaring. What I'm telling you right about now, that I, Dorcas Omojewe, I judge God faithful and true, regardless of whatever, in the face of the fear and storm, the fierceness of all fire, lightnings and thunder, and what have you. I still will judge God faithful and true. And if I happen to live till my appointed days on this part of life is over, and some of the things I desire and had planned and envisioned, and I didn't get into them or come into them or get to handle them, I still will judge God faithful and true over such. Don't let circumstances define God for you. Don't let your daily occurrences in your life and events define God for you. No. He is faithful and true. He is still God. He is still much God. And in every way God, as when he has been God. Or from the point that he is God, he has been every way God. He has not been less of himself. I don't know, but I've never had a reason to say or think God less of who he is. He has never in any way come less of himself. He is still God in every way, much more God. I hope this encourage you. I hope this stir up faith in you. I hope this give you a reason to rejoice at the face of whatsoever challenges or circumstances. I hope this make you see reason to thank God much more, even as we're approaching the end of this year. Even at the end of this year, at the last and at the end of this year, even when you look back and you didn't see this picture, you still lift up your voice and hands and declare him true and faithful, and you still declare him God in every way. Bye bye. I hope this bless you. I'm Dorcas Omojewe. I'm a teacher and more.